John Davis, CEO, NNC Inc., otherwise known as Notice and Comment. Ever since high school, was involved in debate, public policy debate, competitive intercollegiate debate in college. Was actually ranked 10th in the country, and as a sophomore at Howard, which was a really cool thing because I was like big man on campus. So I started coaching. I became a prosecutor. I got involved with the Justice Department. I ran their homicide unit for a number of years during the war on drugs in the Caribbean. I retired from wearing a vest and having, bomb dogs and SWAT teams. Moved back to the States and got back into debate. And thought, well, how could I actually commercialize this academic activity? And what we did was I would take a Harvard against Stanford, and they would both certify we have no interest in the outcome. They do great research and say, okay, on the issue of dredging the port of Miami for the super tankers, here are the arguments in favor of it, here are the arguments, and they have a debate in front of the decision makers for the EPA prior to the decision. And as I was doing that, I'd get feedback from some of the agency officials like, wow, we don't get this kind of insight. Plus, we have this issue with public comments because the Natural Resources Defense Council will flood us with comments, and we won't be able to really hear both sides of the argument. It's more of an advocacy scenario, and the light went off. And that became the basis for Notice and Comment, was to make information more available, allow people to actually look at, when the healthcare debate was going on and I was hearing about death panels, had you had the data, you would have never even, those arguments would have not consumed the media's attention because they were easily refuted by the data. So my objective as a debate coach and as this person who wanted to sort of improve the discourse and reduce the impact of special interest in that discourse by making the data available in a way that people will understand it and then allowing their comments to be heard in the process. And that to me, would help to improve our society. I've been an expert on privacy law for a long time. I've taught most recently at George Mason for the last 5 years, Howard University prior to that time. There are serious concerns about First Amendment and privacy, although I know privacy is not actually a right in this under the Constitution. But as a First Amendment question, it goes not only to that right of speech, but also to the right of information and the open nature of the society. And so you've got a disconnect between this open system that's happening at a federal level and local systems that are still very tight with the information. The Federal Register is the federal government's daily newspaper, right? Tells you everything that's going on. They decided back in '03 to go online. And since that time, it's part of the e-rulemaking initiative and the Open Government Initiative. They've saved $250+ million in publishing since that time. They have had an explosion in public comments, so much so that some of the agencies weren't equipped to handle the volume of public comments. Most recently, for example, we've been able to do demonstrations 3 times with the Executive Office of the President group at the White House. We've met with the Department of Interior. Our business model is we have offered a platform, built a unique platform for local governments to bring their public notice and public comment process online. That was our core business model. We have, over the last 18 months, been working directly with the IBM Watson cognitive computing system, where we are now ingesting these documents into that supercomputer and doing analytics like never before. So that's our new business model. It's not quite as what we started at, but we feel like adding this feature will be the difference maker in terms of the transition to digital. Analytics are here. Intelligent insight is here. It just hasn't been done in the regulatory space, and we just happen to be focused there.